Hello everyone, this is Michael Vass of MV Consulting Incorporated. I hope everyone is well. I wanted to take a moment to address something that has been in the news quite a bit over the last couple of weeks, and more importantly has been on the news a lot today. If you have not heard of it yet, it is the fact that Eric Holder, the Attorney General of the United States, admitted in front of a commission in Congress that he has not read the Arizona immigration law, that he has spent the last 15 days stating clearly he was against, he believes may be unconstitutional, and that he has now had the Department of Justice start investigating. Let's think about that for a moment. The Attorney General of the United States, the top lawyer of the United States, has gone on multiple news stations and spoken with multiple reporters throughout the entire United States to impress upon the people of the United States that the law in Arizona is unconstitutional and may promote racial profiling. He has done this without reading a word of the law. A lawyer, the top lawyer, has not read a single word. Perhaps I'm mistaken, but the Department of Justice has thousands of people, tens of thousands of people who work for the government in that department. The White House is comprised of exactly how many attorneys? Easily we can say a dozen, maybe two. There are innumerable numbers of people. The nominee for the Supreme Court, Elena Kagan, used to be the dean of the Harvard Law School. So not only did Eric Holder, the Attorney General, fail to read the 10-page law in the last 15 days, less than one page a day, not only has he failed to have anyone of the tens of thousands of people working for the Department of Justice to read the law and tell him a summary of what it says. They couldn't even bother to call Elena Kagan, ask her to call Harvard Law School and ask them to have one of their students read the law, summarize it, and call them back. Are we getting this? We are watching our government take a position and make statements about what is legal and illegal in our nation without any concept of what they're talking about. This is not about whether he's right or he's wrong. It doesn't matter whether you agree or disagree with the law itself, because that's not really important. Not to this. The Attorney General is making statements and trying to influence policy in the nation without any idea of what he's talking about. How well is that going to reflect upon you in your life when the government is acting without any knowledge, without any information? And I realize that President Obama is against information, as he said, because it's far too distracting. But somehow I find it very distracting and detrimental that the Attorney General is acting without information. Do you not feel the same way? Is that not a scary thought? What else could the government act on without information? We know that the Congress went forward and approved the stimulus package without reading it. We know that many of the members of Congress approved the health care bill without reading it. In both cases, because the law was not finished being printed by the time they voted. And we are seeing the results of those two decisions carried out not only in the last year, but going to carry forward for perhaps decades, with higher costs, with ramifications that are continuing to be felt throughout the nation. In terms of the stimulus bill, 300,000 Americans were denied food stamps because of the stimulus bill and the speed in which it was passed. In terms of the health care bill, the savings of $110 billion have been wiped out by the CBO reporting just the other day, yesterday, that it's going to cost an extra $115 billion that they didn't account for, which means we're going to lose money on the health care bill. These are minor things. Now imagine, we're watching the Attorney General say that the Arizona law is unconstitutional. And he has no idea what it says. He hasn't read a single word. What else would he say is unconstitutional without reading it? What else that will affect your life is the Obama administration willing to take on and push towards their agenda that you may not agree with, that they haven't read, which means that they don't care. They have an opinion. That opinion is more important than the facts of the words, more important than the law that is in place. No. They believe they're correct. Therefore, they want to act and change these things, whether or not they have any right or legal precedence to do so. That should scare you. That should scare every American. How dare they? How dare they? America is not ruled by the emotions and the political affiliations of anyone in the government. They have an opportunity, they have a responsibility, they have an obligation to read the laws that they are going to approve and that they are seeking to take action against. They have an obligation, a requirement, to ensure that they understand what they are talking about and that their actions are in the best interest of the nation. Is the Arizona immigration law the best law possible? Maybe. Maybe not. Is it unconstitutional? Maybe. Maybe not. Having read the bill myself 2 weeks ago, I say, no, it is constitutional. But I'm not the Attorney General of the United States. Yet I know more about this bill than he does. If the Attorney General, Eric Holder, said, I haven't read the bill, but I watched MSNBC, and I heard them talk about the bill, so it must be bad, you would be enraged. Well, today, we saw that to a Texas representative, Eric Holder said, I haven't read the bill. No one's briefed me on the bill. But he spent 15 days saying it's wrong. Why aren't you enraged now? Thank you. And you have a good day.